basically, this is a really opportune moment. Those of you who come from farming backgrounds or backgrounds in the rural Vale will know that we've had a fairly strict policy on rural barn conversions operating for a number of years now. That policy has relaxed a little bit in the last few years, but it has been relatively strict, and actually most conversions in the rural Vale have been to residential properties. And that is a really, we've looked at this, and I think the national government looked at this as well, and certainly thinks it's a really missed opportunity for rural economic development. And recently, Planning Policy Wales brought in a requirement that actually you should look first at other uses other than residential before you allow conversions of rural properties. So with that in mind, and with the fact that we've just recently had our local development plan adopted, we have looked to, if you like, rewrite our guidance on the conversion of rural buildings. We were about to go out to consultation on that guidance, that's the document there. But essentially what that guidance will do, I'll run through a bit of what it does say, but is to actually promote the use of alternative uses as opposed to residential, as you first thought of calling when you are looking at conversion of underused buildings. Right, so this will replace guidance we introduced in 2006, and obviously the national policy framework has changed quite a lot since that time. It talks about existing rural buildings, it identifies the key requirements that we would be looking for when you're making applications for conversions. There are new policies in the new local development plan which deal with this, the main one being policy ND11, deals with the conversion and renovation of rural buildings, and it sets out the guidance as provided by Planning Policy Wales. So this brings us in line with the rest of National Welsh policy. But the key part of it, as I said before, is that there is a preference for alternative business, community or tourism uses over residential use. It does also provide some indication of what types of buildings won't be suitable for conversion. So this includes buildings which may be in an area of flooding and flood risk. It includes very remote buildings which have very poor access and would be considered unsustainable under the planning system. Very ruinous buildings are unlikely to be suitable, so there's a good example there. There's one, I don't know if that's in the Vale of Glamorgan or not, but certainly I can think of examples which are buildings are virtually gone and they would be unlikely to be suitable. And temporary buildings or buildings constructed with temporary materials, they're extremely unlikely to be considered suitable for conversion. And again, a building which can't be accommodated for the use proposed unless you have an extension of some significant size on, that would be unlikely to be suitable. Although that's not to say that some extension isn't or wouldn't be accepted. So it's the sort of thing where you need to speak to a planning officer to get a view on. We recognise there are a number of key benefits to rural conversions. The first being boosting the economy for Vale of Glamorgan. The second, obviously, is the survival of some very attractive rural buildings, but that's not to say it has to just be these attractive stone rural buildings. Recently, we have been looking at other buildings as well, which have become redundant, and how they can be brought back into use. Clearly, there'll be a preference for business and commercial uses, tourism uses, and we are looking to ensure that there is a minimum of changes to the fabric of the building. And that's just to make sure that the character of the building and the character of the countryside is not too adversely affected. So basically, the SDG provides advice on how to retain or improve the character of rural buildings. It talks about setting, alterations, extensions, parking arrangements, roofs, architectural and historic features, how you retain those walls, windows, doors. All these very important parts to a building. But this equally applies sometimes to some of the more modern agricultural buildings as well. So it's all about making sure that in changing the use, you're not creating an unacceptable impact. So the key issues for the planning process are economic regeneration and benefits of proposal, making sure we haven't got too many negative environmental, ecology, or sort of siting impacting the building, making sure there are no highway safety vehicular access issues, and sustainability is a key issue in terms of where it's located, and obviously the key one as well is making sure there's no adverse impact on amenity. In the SPG, it does talk about the issue of how you deal with, for example, how you prove that a residential use isn't the best use of the building, how do you come to your view that maybe you can't find an alternative use which isn't residential for a particular building. And it does set out the process you have to go through to get to that. And that would include marketing. If you're not going to convert it yourself to an alternative business, tourism, commercial use, community use, then it would involve marketing the building to see if somebody else was interested in doing that prior to any conversion being allowed. So that's a change, quite a big change in the way the system works, because previously mainly stone barns were relatively straightforwardly allowed to be converted to residential properties without any real opposition, subject to sustainability rules about how close they were to other properties. This will put a new barrier, if you like, to residential conversion, but hopefully support and promote commercial property, commercial uses, business uses in the rural environment. I think Hannah has put at the end there some examples of successful conversions elsewhere. That is Cobbles on the road to Osmore, which has been very successful in its conversion and its use. Obviously that is a combination of cafe and restaurants use, but it has very, very successfully retained the character of the building and also generated and grown very, very quickly into a very good and strong business use. I know my wife goes there all the time. And I think there's another building there, which is actually a rural building in Atlantic Major, not far away, which has been used and been converted to an event space. Again, good use of a building which wasn't being used at all. Again, that was done under the old planning rules, so we were supporting this type of use before. It's just now that we will have a much stronger policy support for that type of change of use.